Alright, if you can hear over the fan, this is my Lindbergh system that I bought. It's kind of hooked up into my Sega Naomi cab right now. I got the whole guts out of a House of the Dead 4 that apparently had some gun problems, but everything else worked, so I thought I'd buy it and mess around with it. This is my first power on. I took it apart, cleaned it, took the CPU off, put new heatsink compound. I've got some videos showing all that. This is my first power on. It's looking promising so far. Again, I have no guns, so I can't actually play it. I do have guns, I just haven't plugged them in or tested them yet. So this is my first boot attempt. And apart from it being unbelievably loud, it seems to be working. I've got the volume going out of the Lindbergh into the Naomi. I don't know if a track mode sound is turned off, and that's why there's no sound right now, or if there's an issue with the way I have the sound hooked up. Basically, I've got it just right out of the back of the Lindbergh, which is basically a PC, and it goes into the Naomi inputs that go to the sound amp, so it should work. I don't have any buttons hooked up, I don't have a coin door hooked up. Basically, all I did was hook up the motherboard just to see if it would actually power up, boot, and run, which it's doing, so success there. Let me take this off the tripod here. So the guts from this cab came from the one that uses a standard 29-inch VGA monitor. It's not the widescreen LCD setup, so I'm guessing that's why everything fits the screen. I'm really new to Lindbergh. I don't know much about it as far as if it's separate software, if you want to use widescreen LCD, or if it's simple dip switches. I know there's resolution dip switches on the Lindbergh, but I'm not sure if they have to correspond to the software you're running. Here's the setup on the board. That is the gun board. That's the gun protection board, so if a short happens in the gun, that should protect the gun board from getting fried. There is the JBS I/O. There is the sound amplifier, which you can see I don't have the RCAs plugged in. They're going to the Naomi. There's two power supplies. One of them is providing power, looks like, to the gun board, which should be 12 volts. The other one supplies power to the audio amp. So I do not have it plugged in right here. So there's no power going into this because I didn't want to power the audio amp if I wasn't going to use the audio amp for this test. Here's the Lindbergh. Here's the power supply board that I unplugged a whole bunch of stuff. There's all this AC out for marquee and lights and things like that that I unplugged so I could kind of minimalize the mess here. There's the power switch from the back of the cabinet, line filter. There's a ground junction box. There's a DVD player to load software. There's a PC power supply. It's not the original Lindbergh power supply. It's a PC power supply that somebody replaced. There's the cables. You can see some splices. And here's the back of the Lindbergh. There are test switches similar to the Naomi. I'm gonna press one here and see if I can get a test menu that maybe would turn a track mode sound on. Or speaker test, that would work. And we've got sound. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's go into game test mode. Not sure how much of the camera is picking this up, but let's see, I'm guessing game assignments. Blood color red, advertise sound on, there we go. Exit out of that. I was looking for a coin up setting. I thought it would be in game assignment. Okay. Let's go back. And exit test mode. And we'll see if we've got track mode sound now. You can see my other videos. This cabinet, I've made the LED bezel myself. Took the bezel that was on there, cut the holes, mounted metal panel pieces behind it so I don't have to have the bolt holes sticking through the plastic. Just got a new control panel, translucent buttons and joysticks. The wiring in the bottom is for the gun pedestal. I still need to make a gun pedestal. Somebody gave me the measurements on Arcade Otaku nicely enough, so should be able to make a nice little platform that you can put the guns on and have the start buttons. And now we've got sound. Very nice.
Kate, this is it. Give it all you got.
Alright, there we go. Proof of concept. The Lindbergh system is actually running. It'll be a while before I try the guns. They were supposedly not working. I got the Uzis that come with it. The gun connector is a bit different than the standard Sega guns. You can see it's got extra pinouts. It's actually got an accelerometer in it, so you can shake the gun to reload. It's got a trigger and a grenade button on the side, so it's got a few extra wires than the standard Sega guns. I do have 3 Uzis. The thing is, I don't know if any of them work. So that's where I'm at right now. Tested running. And just need to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's so loud, keeping it outside the cabinet is not a really good option. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. But it is up and running.